Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Tamra. If you're new here, my channel primarily focuses on beauty, a little bit of fashion, a little bit of lifestyle. As you can probably already see from the title, today we are doing a full face of Fenty Beauty. So I know Rihanna just came out with some new lip cream, so I figured now would be the best time to try more of her products. I have the foundation. I've had the foundation for a while, and I figured now would be the best time to try more. So if you're interested to see how this came about, just keep watching. Alright, so to get started, I already did my brows off camera, so it's like a semi full face of Fenty. I just forgot to get the brow products. But to start, I'm going in with the hydrating primer. I usually get hydrating primers because my face tends to run on the dry side, especially in these Minnesota winters. Like, I have so many dry patches right now. All right, so next I'm gonna go in with the FILT'R matte foundation. I'm in the color 400. I've actually had this for a while. Fun fact, when I started like really being into makeup, this was the first foundation that I got. And I was also living in Texas, so this is a little bit on the darker side for me, but usually since I go in with a lighter concealer, it's not super difficult for me to use. I also have the hydrating Longwear foundation, but I use this as like my summer shade. It's in 420, but because this was on the darker side, this ends up being on the darker side as well. So if I'm wearing something with like an open chest, it looks a little bit crazy, but I mean, we make it work. We make it all work. So I'm just putting this all over here, and then I'm going to go in with my Morphe brush and just blend it all out. So it definitely looks orange when I first put it on, but eventually it starts to all come together. Go in a little bit more. So this is definitely like medium coverage, and you can build it up just a little bit. And the great thing about this line is it has like so many different foundation shades as well. That I came out with this, she was like, shades for everyone. Like, you get a foundation, you get a foundation, everybody gets foundation. So she definitely has like a wide spectrum of things that you can choose from. I don't think I have a preference between the hydrating and the matte. I mean, I've only used the hydrating once. I use the matte, like that's one of my like go-to, what I usually use. So I can't really speak to like one that I prefer. Next, I am going in with the FILT'R Instant Retouch Concealer. I think the idea with this concealer is that it's supposed to like perfectly match your foundation shade, but I like the more highlighted look, so I just went a little bit lighter. So this is in 360. It actually feels like super creamy when you put it on too. And then I'm going in with my Real Techniques brush, and I'm gonna blend this out. As I'm blending this out, the one thing that I will say about this concealer is I feel like it doesn't really sink into my skin. I feel like it kind of sits on top. So maybe this is just how I'm reacting to it. Maybe it serves you better with a brush. So I'm actually gonna try that on the other side. I'm sure you can tell the difference between like brush and sponge on that side. Yes, this is broken. Some of the places that I can't get out to blend as well on this side, I'm just gonna dab in with my sponge just to soak up any excess. Yeah, the one thing that I will say about this concealer is I don't feel like it blends into my skin very well. I feel like it just kind of sits, or maybe it's the color that I picked. Not really sure. We're gonna keep on keeping on. So next I am going in with some setting powder. So this is the Instant Retouch setting powder. I got it in the color Honey. So I think there was like 8 different shades with this one. So banana is something that I usually get, but it seemed like it'd be a little bit too light. So there was one after called Cashew, which I felt like would be too light too. So I decided to get Honey, which is a little bit on the richer side, which is a little bit richer than I usually get. I know this is supposed to be used more as a setting powder as opposed to like a baking powder, where like a baking powder you let it just like sit on the skin instead of like really dabbing it in. Trying sponge on this side, and then I'm gonna try a setting brush on the other side and see if there's a difference here. It blends into the skin pretty well. Yeah, I feel like the color isn't bad. I feel like I like it. Maybe I could go a little bit lighter with Cashew, but So far, so good. Next, we're going in with bronzer, one of my favorite parts about doing the face. So the color that I got was Coco Naughty. I think they listed it as more of like a neutral type of tone. As you can, super grand. It's gold. It makes it look very put together. So I'm gonna go in here with my Real Techniques bronzer brush and just bringing it all along here, bringing warmth back into the face. I'm trying to think if I feel like this is like showing up or not, because usually my other one, my hair is all over the place. Maybe I just need to pick up more. I don't know, when I pick it up, it shows up, but I feel like it doesn't really show up on my skin the way that I want it to. My staple bronzer currently is the Makeup Revolution, and I feel like that just like shows up like automatically. And this, I feel like I just have to work with it a little bit, but it's not bad by any means. Maybe I just needed to get a darker shade. I think the shade that comes after this is Mocha Mommy, which I know a lot of people use. So that is the final step for the face there. So now we're gonna go into eyes. I'm gonna start with putting some concealer on each eyelid here, just to help it pop a little bit better. I usually put concealer onto my eyelid, even if it's like high end, just because I feel like it helps with making sure it is more present on the eye. All right, so before I go into my eyes, I'm going to put a little bit of powder under my under eye again, just so if there's like any fallout from the palette, I will be able to just brush it off. So I'm gonna put some here and here. I'm a little bit afraid. I'm actually gonna snatch my nose while we're here too. So just, that's a lot of snatching on the nose. And then while we're here, let's like throw in some reverse contour. I'll just bring that here. So this really helps with just like giving you more dimension in the face as well. I feel like all of these products smell like really good too. I don't really know what it smells like. Kind of like baby powder, I guess, maybe. So next I'm going in with the Snap Shadows in number 10. This one is called Money. They're really small, so like super easy to travel with, but also like if you're traveling with it and like it like falls out somewhere, the chance of you finding it is probably pretty slim because it literally just like fits in the palm of my hand, but that's besides the point. So I have like swatched this a little bit. Everything, it has a mirror too, which is super nice. True to its name here. So lots of greens, a little bit of brown, gold, very reminiscent of money. So I really don't have any colors like this except maybe for like the gold. I think I'm going to start with this brown here to deepen up my crease. It's called Rubber Bands. Very true to culture, which I feel like is what Rihanna has really done with this line. Is I just feel like it's very relatable in a world where options for Black women are very limited when it comes to makeup. I feel like she just made this like super relatable. It's like showing up, but not as much as I would like it to. So I'm just gonna keep blending it out until it gives me the effect that I want it to give me. Next, I'm gonna go in with my other Real Techniques brush, and I'm going to put on Time is Money, which is this like light greenish shade here, and then I'm just gonna kind of pop that in my crease and all over my lid, like so. Remember when there was a time where the media was literally ripping Rihanna to shreds, because I think it was the media, I don't think it was really like regular people. I'm gonna go in with this next shade, which I think is called Need Receipts with the dollar sign as well. This shade here, it's more of a shimmer shade, so I'm gonna go over my lid. But I remember there was really a time where like people were really going in with her, like this girl is out here wilding, and I don't, now that I'm looking back at it, I'm just like, Rihanna was what, in her like mid-20s, early 20s, and she had all the resources in the world to do what she wanted to do. She wasn't wilding, she was enjoying her youth, which most of us would be doing as well if we had those resources at that age. This is not really showing up the way that I would like it to show up. Like it's like a shimmer shade, but it's like showing up super dull with the brush. So I might try it with my finger instead. Could you imagine what the enjoyment that you'd be having if you too were in your mid-20s and had all of the resources for fun things that you wanted to do at your hands? When I was in my mid-20s, I was in grad school. I was poor. I was scrounging up change to figure out how I was gonna pay for this and that. So like, I would be enjoying too. I was enjoying as much as I could with the little change that I did have. So imagine if you had more, you'd really be able to enjoy and while out like Rihanna, while out like they said Rihanna was, when it really was that she was just like enjoying her youth. I feel like the finger is helping a lot more. It's showing up a lot more, as you can probably tell, as opposed to when I used the brush. So I guess pro tip, if you are using something like this and using a shimmer shade, it probably is better to just use your finger as opposed to a brush. And there's actually a lot of like kickback, which I mean, I don't know if that really matters. Next, I'm going to go in with Flash Money. Once again, there's a $sign in as the S for the culture. So I'm gonna put this in my inner corner crease. But I guess that kind of speaks to the fact that people are always saying like your 30s are your new 20s. And for me, I feel like that is what it's going to be, because I was in school for majority of my 20s. Like, what, you finish school, undergrad, usually when you're like 22, 21, and then you go on to grad school maybe, and then you're done with that by like maybe mid-20s. Hopefully you get a decent job out of school, and then by that time you can actually start enjoying like what you have built for yourself. All right, next I'm gonna go in with Fat Pockets, and that's this darker green, and I'm just gonna add that right on my outer crease just to deepen it a little bit. I can definitely see what people mean when people say that your 30s are your new 20s, because you're just able to do, at least I'm speaking to my experience, I'm just able to do more of the things that I enjoy without feeling like, oh no, like if I do this then I'm not gonna be able to do this, and like I'm just able to enjoy, especially with a summer being taken away from us, or just adding on an additional one because we missed out on this one. I'm gonna go in with back in with Need Receipts because it faded out just a little bit. Just pop that back over my lid. Speaking of money, can we just, as much as I appreciate college and the ability that it has given me to do the things that I would like to do in life, can we just speak to the fact that college is kind of a scam? Like, in the sense that, like, I'm not trying to say, like, people shouldn't go to college, because I went to college and I would never take away my college experience because it was a great time and I'm able to do the things that I wanted to do because I went to school. But it's more so, like, costs that I'm talking about. Like, let's just touch on the very surface. In undergrad, you buy books for, like, what? 200 and something, 300 and something a semester, and then at the end of the semester you go back, you say, hey, I'm trying to get some of this money back that I spent. This powder, so this just means it's pigmented, it's like flying all over the place. I'm gonna go in one more time because it comes through like a little like transparent, so you just have to like keep packing it on, and then you just get powder. So back to textbooks, as I was saying, at the end of the semester you go back and you're like, okay, I bought these 6 to 7 textbooks and I'm trying to get some money back so that you can, like, I don't know, eat. Like, college is expensive. And they're just like, okay, well, here's like $20. Here's $10. Here is, oh, sorry, we actually are not carrying that anymore. I literally spent $1,000 on books initially. And right now you're telling me you basically cannot give me anything back. Like, the math is not mathing. Like, the math does not make sense to me. I feel like they should, like, be more accommodating when it comes to stuff like that. Or maybe it has changed because I graduated undergrad a while ago. But maybe at this point, like, things are more accommodating. I know there's, like, books that you can rent, but still, just, like, things like that. It just doesn't make any sense, and college should just be more affordable so that people don't have to accumulate as much debt and can just enjoy life and don't have to like scrounge change together to figure out exactly like how they're going to survive. But hopefully with this new administration that will move things in the right direction. Let's just cross our fingers. I feel like I went on that huge tangent just to say Rihanna was not wilding, Rihanna was enjoying her youth. And now look at her. Building an empire. She has clothing, she has amazing makeup. I think she has a skincare line. I'm just gonna go in with Time is Money and add it to my bottom lash line. I don't know if you guys can see it, but like every time it's flying. So my question for my fellow 20-something, late 20-somethings about to transition into your 30s, do you feel like your 30s are going to be like the years where you're really celebrating and enjoying life? Or do you feel like it's like not your time to like really go enjoy the world and like see different things? Or do you feel like it's time for you to like settle down and have a family because now you're 30 and society tells you that 30 is old? Let me know down below, because I know that I do not think that 30 is old. I think that 30 is our prime years. Call it there for the eyes. The one thing that I will say about this shadow is I feel like I had to do a lot to get it to work for me. So I started off with the brush, and then I tried like the finger, and then even just like working with some of like the other shades, like I just had to like keep going in and trying to deepen up the eye. So I feel like I've heard mixed reviews about the snap shadows, but I feel like it's not terrible. I really like the colors in this palette. Like they're actually really pretty. I would say that it just takes a little bit more to like try and finagle to like get the look that you want. So I'm gonna go in and brush this powder off my face. As you can see here, like I said, it's not really meant to be like a baking powder. It's more meant to just like set the face and go. Areas where I left it so that the pigment wouldn't be falling on my face, kind of having a hard time brushing away, but maybe when I put the setting powder or the setting spray on, it'll go away. So before we actually pop on lashes, I'm gonna go in with some highlighter, of course. This is in the shade Hustle Up Baby. Tap that in. It just like shows up immediately. I'm here for it. I remember when she first came out with the highlighters and there was like Trophy Wife and it was just like in your face. So highlighters are definitely a plus of hers as well. So next I'm going to be going in with lashes. Fenty does not have lashes currently. Maybe she'll come out with some in the future. Today I will be featuring DOOPSI lashes. This is actually a locally owned business in Minnesota by Beauty by Sherry. She's a local makeup artist. She has really great stuff. I've taken a makeup lesson with her and she has really great tips. This is in the style Baby Love. All of her information is in the back. I don't know if you can really see it. I'm gonna bring it a little bit closer to the camera. I'm gonna link it down below. So I think she's currently just selling them on her Instagram. She may be selling them in person too. I'm not really sure. I don't want to give misinformation, but I'm gonna link these down below so that you can pick these up too. Pop these on next and I'll be right back. Well, lashes are on. As you can see, these are a great design. They really like add to the look. They really just elevate, make it look great. Next, I'm going in with setting spray. I think this is called Baby What It Do. I think she only has a hydrating one. I'm more of a matte person, but you know, we go with what we have. So I'm just gonna spray this all over the face here. Ooh, this is like so, it's like mystifying. It's like satisfying. Like feels good. And it smells good too. It's all just like very refreshing. So that is the setting spray. So last thing we're gonna add here is, like I said, Rihanna just came out with some new cream lip balms. I actually got two. I got one in the color Fenty Glow and the other in the color Honey Waffle. I figured I'd just try two right now, and then if I really like them, then I could add more to my collection, because I think she came out with like 5 or 6. I think I'm gonna go in with Fenty Glow. It's more of like a pinky shade. Feels good, smells good. I don't know what it smells like. It's a little fruity. Can probably stand to like pop on a liner as well before applying this. All right guys, so that is the final look. The cream lip balm is on, eyelashes are on, makeup is all done. What do you think of the final product? I know it's a little more in your face, but I actually like the green. Obviously I love the lashes. The lip cream feels pretty good so far. The one thing that I would say with the concealers, I feel like it's kind of just like sitting on my face still, and it didn't blend in as well. Setting powder, I feel like it does the job. I don't mind it. Overall, I feel like I'm pretty satisfied with everything that I tried. I mean, I think everyone's usually pretty satisfied with Fenty Beauty, because it's really like, it seems to be like top tier when it comes to products, and she just keeps coming out with like more and more. So more things that we can explore and more things we can add to our regimen, and more shades for us to enjoy as well. Let me know what you thought about everything down below, and I will see you in my next one. Thanks so much for watching, and don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Bye guys.